Alright everybody, so today we have notes again. And today's notes are basically going to be about bar graphs. So far we've talked about line plots, line graphs, and this is our third type of graph. These are bar graphs. Okay, let's go ahead and write down the lesson goal 113, read and draw a bar graph. So let's look at what a bar graph looks like. So it's basically, it's a type of graph in which the lengths of the bars are used to represent and compare data. Okay, so how high up it goes, let's say the more of a certain object we have, the higher the bar graph, and the less would be the lower the bar graph. Okay, and a couple of things I'm going to say about this. Just remember, I always put a title. These bars should have labels. I just put labels down here. We should also title whatever this side is. You'll see I'll do that in my example in a minute. And these bar graphs are the same width. You want to try to make them the same width. I understand, because we're freehanding these, that there may be a little error here, but they pretty much should be the same width. Like this one might be a little bit thinner than the other ones, but let's pretend they're all the same width. Okay. Okay. So then you may pause it now and copy that. I'm going to move on to the example, and then we just have one example. We'll move it all the way down, so you guys can see that. Okay, there. So it says draw a bar graph to display the data that's here. So it looks like we have animal groups, and we have number of species, and then for the animal groups we have mammals, 61 of them, birds, 74 birds, or let's go this way, 14 reptiles, 69 fishes, and 28 insects. Okay, so when you make your bar graph, again, think of, like we always make them L-shaped, like you look at the top. Let me go ahead and start off with, oh man, I didn't mean to grab blue, but I guess blue it is. Again, make it kind of L-shaped, right? And then across this way, I'm going to put species, right, or the number of species. I'm like you. I want to write the least I can, so I'm just writing species instead of number of species. And if you look, our smallest number, we should start at 0, and then the highest number we need to go to has to be at least 74, so I'm going to shoot for 80. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to make each of these lines count as 10, and that'll take me all the way up to 80. So that'll cover the 74, right? And then I'm gonna put the 5 species, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of down here. And I got a ruler. I'm gonna use it to try to let me evenly space this out. Let's see how I do this. Okay, I got it. Okay. So I kind of put five even marks here, and then across the bottom I'm going to turn my paper sideways a little because I'm going to write mammals kind of going off in an angle this way, birds going off in an angle, reptiles. So I'm going to turn my paper for a second, and then here just write mammals, birds, reptiles, fishes, insects. I misspelled insects. Okay. So there we go. That's what I got going across the bottom. And again, make them a bit sideways, because if you put them down, I guess it's going to take up more space. But if you put them sideways or slanted at an angle, it'll take up less space. Okay. So then for mammals, we have 61 mammals. Okay. Again, the only thing you have to be careful here is to kind of try to keep these the same width. So I need to go all the way up to the 61, and then I'm going to kind of go down. So you see, I'm just freehanding this. I'm just going to try to keep them all the same width. So let's go with birds. Birds is going to go all the way up to 74, so that's right in here. So let me go up to 74. 74 would be right in here. And then let me kind of go up on this side. Right? And they're kind of the same width there. So let's go to the reptiles. Reptiles, there's only 14 reptiles. Good, because that keeps it nice and short. 14 is going to be right in there. Right? 14 is between 10 and 20, I would say right in there. Fishes, 69 fishes, so that's going to be right below the 70. I'm going to move it over a little. 69 fishes, so this is the 70 mark. So it's going to be right below that. Let's kind of go up to the line, not necessarily touching the line. I'm going to go up on both sides to try to keep these the same length. Insects, 28 insects. Okay, so that's right below 30, 10, 20, 30 is there. Right, and then go through and fill these in. You can color them in later better. I'm just going to kind of shade these in. You could even do it with a highlighter if you have a highlighter, or crayon if you have a crayon. And then again, that would be it. So the next step would be to answer like different questions. Which species do we have the least of, right? Which animal group do we have the most species of? You know, just different questions like that based on the graph. So there's the final product. Again, the height of the bars, or the length of the bars, that is used to represent and to compare the different data. Okay, 61 mammals, here's 61 mammals. 74 birds, this bar here represents 74 birds. Now we can tell that we have the most birds because this one is the highest of all of them. It's the highest bar. Okay, so that's it for the notes. Let's do the assignment.